What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Daily Dose. The Daily Dose is brought to you by the Painted Lines Network. So if you're new to the channel, please go on the Painted Lines YouTube and subscribe to their channel. You can check them out on Twitter at the Painted Lines. I'm your host, Dylan Davis. What is that head shake for?
I think you need to let me do the YouTube intro.
Oh, dear God. He wants more and more responsibility, this kid wants. If you want to follow the kid with the big head to my right or left, however this looks to you guys, you can follow him on Twitter at Matt_McGinty-Gint. How are we feeling today?
Yeah, I talked about it last night on the postgame. I got a couple gray hairs after last night, but we're all good, man. 7-1, league's best. And you got a gut check. Oh, the headphones are off. You got a gut check win last night.
Out of me.
Last night was a fun one, though, man. It really was.
Definitely a fun game. I said after the game to Dive, I was like, I'm still trying to get dig my heart out of my ass. Like, it was, my heart just sunk further and further into my stomach as the game went on. It was funny. I was watching the game with George, our co-host from the Faithful Fanatics, and he, like, even when we were up by 20-19, like that whole third quarter, all we kept saying was, dude, I still don't feel comfortable. Like, is that weird? Like, because of Bradley Beal, like, I still didn't feel comfortable. Next thing you know, Washington's up by 2. Washington's up by 3. It's a tie game. I'm like, Jesus Christ, no one. Like, what was this feeling? We have a couple comments getting in already, so let's see. Yams, a new name. It's a new day, so it's a new name for Yams.
I don't know how he gets
MC Yammer Stop Yammer Time. Dear God, why didn't Doc switch Ben's assignment to Beal? That's a great question. Tyrone Johnson said it on the Sixers Outsiders. I don't know if you guys watched that after the postgame show, but he made a point that in a back-to-back with Kyrie tomorrow, he may have just saved like Ben, like thinking long-term in the next 2 games. But, you know, yeah, I was thinking that like mid-game, like, dear God, make the switch. Matisse, he had a nice block at the end. Matisse was getting cooked all game. Danny Green getting cooked. Joel, when he had a switch on to him, getting cooked. It was a tough watch. But anyway, your Philadelphia 76ers are still the NBA's best at 7-1 through their first 8 games after defeating the Wizards last night, 141-136. Again, we had a comment from Marquise, I believe, in yesterday's show, like with the stat line of Toby's dropping 30, Joel's 28, Shake's 25, Curry's 19, Ben's 13-18, and me and you laughed. We're like, well, damn. I mean, if that happens, the Sixers are dropping 140-150. They dropped 141.
It was crazy, man. 82 in the first half. I didn't see it coming, but the Stars came out scorching hot. So,
and Brock made a point on the postgame show on TPL Live's postgame show last night. He said, like, this is the 3rd game the Sixers have scored like over 70 or 72 in the first half of this season. And last year they only did it a handful of times in the first half.
Yeah. And
in 8 games, they've done it 3 times already.
I mean, that is when you that helps when you add guys that can put the ball in the basket, not Al Horford. So
it's very true. And a coach that actually runs offensive sets. And when the ball's not in your hands, you're actually moving and not just kind of lost out onto the corner. But yeah, Gint, this team is fun. The theme of today's show for the Daily Dose yet again is going to be enjoy the ride, guys. Enjoy the ride. They're 7-1. Are we sitting here saying the Sixers are going to be the Eastern Conference champions, the NBA champions? I don't know. It's so early, but just have fun. Last night's game, although, you know, gave me almost a damn heart attack at 22 years old, turned you completely gray. And it was, you know, nerve-wracking and annoying that they blew a 21-point lead to a lesser talented Wizards team. But last night's game was fun, exciting, emotional. And I'll say it again. This is like the 4th time in 8 games I've said this. The Sixers team of last year, do not win last night's game. It doesn't happen. They do not blow a 21-point lead in the 3rd quarter and still hold on and fight to the end and win that game. It doesn't happen. Let me one
up you on that. I also think that the Joel Embiid of last year doesn't wheel them to a victory like he did last night. 11 points in the last 5 minutes. And I know we'll get into more detail of the game, but last year he's not as composed as he is this year.
Yeah, and I mean, one play continues to stick out to me of I forget for who Washington, whether it was that Bertans like deep three, that three he stepped into from like 4 feet behind the line
on the
at
offensive
the top of
rebound.
the key.
Yeah.
He hits that. They go up 3. Danny Green hits a 3 in the corner the next possession.
That was a really big
that
shot.
doesn't happen. That doesn't happen last year. That was a huge shot with a few minutes left with the game on the line down the stretch there. You talked about Joel Embiid willing them to a victory. You just said that he had 11 points in the fourth quarter?
In the last 5 minutes.
Last 5 minutes, excuse me. Jesus.
Yeah.
11 points in the last 5 minutes. Bradley Beal had like 3 points in the entire fourth quarter after dropping, 58 before?
58 other points, yeah.
57 before. So Joel Embiid gave you 38 points and was dominant last night. He was huge. But I'm going to yet again turn the focus to Seth Carey because we talked about down the stretch with Joel Embiid of last night's game compared to before. Sixers of the past and last year, everyone likes to compare Seth to and his 2-man game with Joel to when JJ Redick was here. And I get the comp, right, for the 3-point shooting aspect of it. Seth has so much more in his offensive arsenal. When they needed a bucket and it wasn't coming from Joel down the stretch, Doc put the ball in Seth's hand. Seth, created his own offense, created his own shot, and knocked it down. Seth Carey last night gave you 28 on 11 of 14 shooting. He started 6 of 6 from 3. So Joel Embiid was dominant and, as big as it gets last night. Seth Carey was also huge yet again for the 76ers.
Yeah. Again, we talked about how just this hot streak he's on. I'm pretty sure in the last 4 games, he's up to 60% from 3. 60, that
he's
is.
Over, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's giving you everything you want. Like you said last night in terms of the comparison of JJ and Seth. Seth was, like you said, just so composed with the way he was in the fourth quarter. There was, we were down and out a couple times. They hit a couple shots. Ish Smith hit a couple shots that you didn't think they'd hit. And Seth grabbed the ball, was calm, and I just remember the one where he threw it off the window, and I was like, "Oh my god!" There's just plays that I didn't really know he had in his game, and he's doing it for us in big time moments. So Seth has been nothing but an awesome addition.
So Seth, Joel, huge, dominant last night. But the team as a whole shot the lights out from 3 again. They were what they shoot 63% from 3. In the first half, they shot 80% from 3, 12 of 15 from 3-point land. They shot 66.7% from the field in the first half. And like you mentioned earlier, 82 points with a 15-point lead going into the first half. Another guy I want to talk about for a second before we get into how we evaluated our keys to victory of last night's game. Tobias Harris. You had him as your star of the game last night. And the thing that impressed me the most about last night's game with Tobias Gint, he had 19 on 50% shooting from the field. He was 8 of 16. And that was maybe as beautiful as – so my point here, what I'm trying to make, if you guys can understand what I'm trying to get to, is Toby gave you 19 on 50% shooting. And it wasn't one of the games this year where, even if he had 24, 21 around that area, it was like, oh my God, Toby's hitting a 3. Oh my God, Toby. Like when everyone's noticing that Toby's on fire and you're waiting for that to kind of dwindle out, right?
Yeah.
Last night wasn't like a Toby show where like he stuck out to you and he still contributed 19. Does that make sense? It was like a quiet 19 from Tobias Harris. That is huge going forward.
Yeah, because that just means you're used to it at this point. You're used to him scoring. Yeah. And when he scores a bucket, it's not, oh, my God, thank God. So like you said, going forward, me and you have only mentioned how this team – I'm not going to say this team only goes as far as Tobias Harris, but this team will go much farther with Tobias Harris. So Tobias needs to continue to just play well.
Yeah, man. And, this has been a common theme over the last handful of games, and it continued last night. 6 guys in double figures again. And not only 6 guys in double figures, the 6 were 15+. Danny Green had the least with 15. That is the first time since 1986 that has happened. Now, I forget that's a Sixer stat or a team stat, like overall in the NBA, but it's the first time since 1986 that they've had 6 guys drop 15+ in a night. And let me tell you something. Obviously the numbers say it, right? When you say 63% from 3, like 80% in the first half. Obviously, those are high, great numbers shooting-wise. Everyone across the board shot efficiently. Embiid gave you 38 on 11 of 12 shooting. Curry gave you 28 on 11 of 14. Harris, 19 on 8 of 16. Green, 15 on 5 of 10. Ben, 17 on 7 of 9. Shake Milton, 19 points in 19 minutes, 6 of 9 from the field. Tyrese Maxey only took one floater down late, down in the stretch of the game, took a floater, hit it.
Yeah.
Everyone, they put up 141, and everyone shot efficiently.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to say the least. I just need to bring
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive. I'm sorry. I'm so disgruntled right now. Amari Spellman got waived today. Dude, he's on his like 9th NBA team. I'm telling you now, Amari Spellman should be a Sixer.
We don't need another center.
No, he's power forward. He's power forward, 6'9".
So you want Amari Spellman as
Sorry,
the backup forward? That's one of our weaknesses, right, Gint? That's what we talked about.
I was going on Twitter to look up the Seth stat. It was the first thing on my Twitter feed, so I got totally sidetracked. But I mean, do you want to bring up our keys from last night and kind of
the last thing I'll just say about the overall game is obviously, Vasilios says it here. Defense was very bad, but they still won. That is huge. They let up 60 to a single player. And they still won. Like someone tweeted, commented that on the TPL live post game. Like, you gave up 60 to Bradley Beal and still won the game. That kind of speaks volumes to, okay, what if Durant and Kyrie, when they're healthy, each give you 30? They're both huge nights. That combines for the 60. You still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Another thing to build off is I tweeted there was a gut check win, and it was because in the second half, everything going wrong. They're hitting shots from remember that three Bertans hit was from the parking lot, and everything's going wrong, and you still find yourself to wield a win. Like, you're not going to blow every team out. It's just not going to happen. I know you and I both thought we probably could have handled them a little bit easier last night, but to wheel a win there is
They were handling them easy last night, and Bradley Beal didn't get the memo because I think he listened to the Daily Dose yesterday and heard us leave him off the All-Star team in the Eastern Conference so far. My man didn't take that lightly.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Honest Abe is back in the building. My boys, what's happening? Honest Abe, thank you for tuning in. Stay commenting. Join the conversation with us, guys. Concerned Roblox. Simmons on Kyrie. That should be the goal.
I'd hope so.
That should be the assignment tonight. Like we mentioned earlier, why didn't Docs make the switch to put Simmons on Bradley Beal last night? It was brought to my attention. Maybe Doc's looking at the back-to-back. I'm not going to wear Ben down by trying to put him on a dude that's just lights out tonight regardless. I'll save him for Kyrie tomorrow. I don't know. But I will say he should be on Kyrie. No KD. Ben should be on Kyrie tonight again.
Yeah, I don't. The only reason I would see maybe not is they see Karis LeVert giving Danny Green a lot of trouble, but I think Kyrie would give him more trouble. So,
right. All right. Let's get here to our keys to victory of last night's game and evaluate how the 76ers handled our keys. So you could start first. Lead by example was our first key, meaning the starters, because in the first matchup against Washington, the starters were awful. The bench had to come up big to win that game. Did the starters lead by example, Gint?
Absolutely. Came out, scored 82 points in the first half. Seth was 6 of 6 from 3. Ben came out, got downhill. Pretty sure he at one point was like 4 of 4 from the field. So, yeah, absolutely.
Seth, 6 of 6 deep from deep. So then my second key piggybacked off of Gint's first. They're kind of the same, but they're not, because lead by example could have been defense as well. Quick start. Get off to a quick start and put this team away. They basically did that. 82 points in the first half, 80% from 3, 67% just about from the field in the first half. They were lights out. And 15-point lead at the half, 20, 21-point lead all throughout the most of the third quarter until the end. So yeah, let's get to some comments before we get to the second half of our keys to victory last night. Honest Abe, if you look at the Nets, they don't have anyone playing that's going to take over except Kyrie. Not worried about Allen, Jordan, or Harris. LeVert not playing too well so far. Not worried about him. Yeah, man. I mean, I haven't seen too much Brooklyn Nets action this year. Obviously, I mean, I think the most I saw was the NBA. I think it was on NBA TV when they lost to Washington. I tuned in at the end. But the thing is, Karis LeVert likes to play the Sixers, so we'll see how this goes tonight. The painted lines. Can't watch a superhero flick, you coward.
Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
Dude, get Dives. If this is you, which I'm pretty sure it is. Dives, I'm pretty sure it is. I tried to explain to the man how he has to watch The Dark Knight, because that is just, as Stephen A. Smith would say, blasphemous that you haven't watched The Dark Knight, because Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker might be one of the greatest acting performances ever. You can debate me that all night if you would like. Marquise, guys, damn, I'm mad I was late to the show. What's up, man? We talked about you earlier. You got a shout out earlier because we talked about your comment of, your prediction for Toby to score 30 and Embiid 28, Shake 25, so on and so forth. Me and Gint were like, God damn, that happens, and we're putting up 140, 150. Well, the 76ers went out and put up 141, so you were pretty spot on last night. Yams, defense. They need to show the difference between the two teams early. Work inside out, and defend. And Yams also throws out Gint. Watch the Batman trilogy. Come on.
Bro, it's not my fault, man.
It is. It's 100% your fault.
I just don't like superheroes. Besides Spider-Man. Spider-Man's cool.
Okay. Spider-Man's a dork.
All right. What was the next key to victory?
Yeah. I know. This is yours.
Win the 3-point
battle. You think they did that last night?
I'd say so. I think Seth Curry won it himself.
The Sixers were 18 of 29 from three. They were like 62 or 63% from beyond the arc. And I think the Wizards shot well from beyond the arc. They were like 43%. They were over 40% from three.
Yeah. It probably gets
and they got blown out from three.
Yeah, I'd say any other team in the league, they probably would have won the 3-point battle.
Yeah. Yam says Spider-Man is dope. I was slightly kidding. Marquise, I'll let Kyrie do what Beal did, just want the W. That's all. Of course, excuses are going to be made tonight without KD. As long as we win,
only play in front of you.
What, Marquise, tell the folks what the mindset is. What's the mindset, Git?
1-0. That's all we need. 1-0.
1-0. You focus on the task at hand tonight. Marquise, don't forget I predicted Beal to also. Yeah, you did. We said that too before he hopped on.
We did, Marquise.
Yeah, I think Bradley Beal tuned into the Daily Dose while he was warming up because he didn't take what we said too lightly, dropping a 60 burger on us. And fourth and final key to victory of last night's game that we had: limit second chance opportunities for the Washington Wizards. Again, they didn't get killed with that, but I'd say that they didn't they didn't succeed on my last key. Washington had 9 offensive rebounds to our 1 offensive rebound, and they had 18 second chance points. We only had 5 second chance points. They lost that battle. However, they didn't get killed with second chance opportunities. So take it for what you will, right?
Yeah.
He says Wizards and Nets don't have a good defense. Yeah, they both do not. And yeah, 1-0, that's all that matters, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0, one game at a time is the focus, and enjoy the damn ride. I'm going to be saying it every single night here on the Daily Dose. We have another question here. Will Joe Harris and Matisse match up?
Well, Matisse is in. I can see him running around with him, but they like to put Matisse on a lot of guys that are more ball dominant.
Yeah, no, I think when Matisse is in, Matisse is going to be
Kyrie, Karis LeVert.
Yeah. However, again, to your point earlier, well, we're not there yet. We're about to be, though. So I'll save that for when we get to the Nets game. Oh, no, we have a caller. Hold on. Bad Wi-Fi. Sir, what is your name and where are you calling from today? And he doesn't want to talk to us. He does not like us.
I think he saw me and my no superhero knowledge.
Yeah, it's very true. Let's see, Marquise, before we move on here and give our final thoughts on the Wizards' victory. Let's forget the Sixers need to be serious knowing without KD. Hopefully Sixers come in ready and locked in without KD playing. That's the thing. That's why I have faith in Doc. When someone mentioned last night, I think Mark had said he thought they were going to lose to the Wizards because they'd be looking ahead to the Nets game. And I just said, look, with Doc and his coaching staff, I don't think this young team has that mindset. And, so far, so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, final thoughts on the Wizards game. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of already said it. It was nice to see another, like we said, the word gut check just keeps coming to mind. That's a game where everything was going wrong at once, and sometimes you don't win those games, and we were able to pull that one out to stay atop of the league. So we'll see what happens tonight now.
Yeah, you took both the things that I have in mind. Gut check win. When you blow that 21-point lead and you can hold on and still find a way to win your 20th straight at the Wells Fargo Center, fans or no fans, man. And lastly, it was fun. It was exciting, and they won the game. Normally the game's back and forth like that, nerve-wracking, and at the end it leaves a sour taste in your mouth because they lose and blow the lead, and then that game doesn't feel so fun, does it? Mm-hmm. It's fun when you win them. It's pretty damn fun when you win them. So Sixers improved to 7-1 with their 141-point performance against the Washington Wizards last night. Let's move forward. So, guys, if you're watching now, this is your 76ers versus Brooklyn Nets pre-game show brought to you by the Daily Dose and the Painted Lines Network. Let's get to it again. Should we start with our 4 keys to victory for tonight's game?
Yeah, let's do it.
I believe you were the first one. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, I mean, we saw what happened last night with their main guys and Bradley Beal. And my first key is just know your scouting report. You don't see people drop 60 points and lose often. So you need to know what's on the other side, which is Kyrie and Karis LeVert, in my opinion. Coming into the season, Brooklyn probably had about 4 guys that could give you a 30 ball in one night. I think they're limited to 2 tonight because Spencer Dinwiddie's out for the year and Kevin Durant's not playing tonight. So you got to know that can't happen again. You got to take initiative, whether it's Ben, whether it's Danny Green. The whole team needs to take initiative and not allow one guy to almost beat you again.
Yeah. Look, it's all fun and games, especially when you end up winning that game last night, where the 60-point performance, kind of slips to the back burner. Yeah. To know your scouting report. After what happened to you last night, you can't let another ball-dominant guard who can catch fire drop anywhere close to that tonight. I don't. 20 points less, 40 is still too much for me tonight. But with that being said, unless other people are getting involved, Kyrie isn't single-handedly going to beat the Sixers team as you saw last night. My first key to victory, going from Gintz, is feed Embiid. Kind of a little shout out to our boys Brock and Austin Krell here at the Painted Lines. Their podcast, The Feed to Embiid. Go check that out. Quick little plug for you guys. But feed Joel Embiid. DeAndre Jordan, I tweeted, added Joel Embiid on Twitter the other night. DeAndre Jordan, what was it, in 4 minutes? He had 4 fouls?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
DeAndre Jordan cannot guard Joel Embiid. And then who's the backup? Jared Allen?
Yeah.
Jared Allen is not enough body. He's not enough man to guard Joel Embiid. Okay? I'm not talking about his character. I'm just talking about his overall, his build. It's not enough manpower in that body to take care of Joel Embiid, especially when Stop. Why does this happen every night? It happens every night. I'm sure Nadir has something bad to say about Ben's performance last night. Even though that's damn near impossible. But Nadir, what is up, my man? Big Shane Gillis, what is up? So yeah, feed Joel Embiid, establish him on the block early. Look. That's not one of your keys, right? Their defensive rating.
No.
So I'll go into my next key, and they'll piggyback together. So when I mean feed Joel, because either A, he's going to get them to in foul trouble, or he's going to dominate them, get to the line, whatever he wants to do on the block, right? If it's not there, if they're double teaming, if they're throwing different looks at him, Joel has done a very good job so far in the 8 games so far this season of kicking out of the double and triple teams and making the right read and the right pass, right? So this goes to my third part of my third key is the fact that the Brooklyn Nets defense is first in opponents' field goal percentage and 8th in opponents' 3-point percentage. So, look, I haven't seen a lot of Brooklyn Nets ball this season so far. So maybe I'm wrong here. But what that number tells me by not seeing them play a lot is they don't give you a lot of clean looks. That's what I'm taking away from it, right? You establish Joel on the block. You're going to let Joel go one-on-one with DeAndre Jordan or Jared Allen? They're going to have to throw other looks. That can open up something. A dominant big like Joel can either dominate early and get established or get his teammates involved early by making the right pass. So that kind of goes together. And then attack the offensive glass, second chance opportunities. Brooklyn is I just gave them props for their opponent field goal percentage and their defense. They're worst in the league in offensive rebounds allowed for their opponent. So attack the offensive glass, second chance opportunities. That is my third key to the game.
Yeah, and my fourth one's kind of going to piggyback off that as well. Like you said, they have the best. They're number one in opponent's field goal percentage, which means they're not going to give up clean looks. So my thing is, you got to turn them over. If you turn them over, you get quick, clean looks. Sorry, can't speak.
There you go. Get it out.
It results in very easy baskets, just like second chance opportunities would. So they're missing guys tonight. So some guys might need to play a little more than they usually do. So let's turn them over, get out on the break, and get easy looks.
All right, let me get to some comments here before we move on tonight. Marquise, Embiid means a lot all season. It showed. I agree.
I mean,
Ben will drop 30. That is what Nadir said. You're funny too. Hey, Ben likes playing the Nets, right? Abe, Honest Abe. Tobias is going to have a game. You heard it here first. Honest Abe, that is something we mentioned. You know, how, I'm trying to explain this again as best as possible. Tobias gave you 19 points last night on 50% shooting from the field. And it wasn't like an oh my God game from Tobias Harris. Previously, 19, around that 20-point mark, you're like, damn, Tobias got you 20. That is perfect for this team. When that's not eye-popping to you, and he's blending in with the rest of the offense and contributing around 20 on efficient shooting, that is beautiful for Tobias Harris and this offense moving forward. Rebounding, start in character full game, feed Embiid. He's Allen's daddy, and most definitely defense stay locked in. Those are some great keys to the game from Marquise. And he goes on to say, Embiid is dropping 40, 10, 5 assists, 5 blocks tonight. Watch. He definitely could have a game. Question is, I hope we don't see, any load management here. You know what I'm saying, Gint?
I mean,
nothing leaks right before the game.
I was going to say the rule you brought up yesterday, you can't sit him for load management. So, because we're on TNT tonight.
No, yeah, we are. So, I mean, unless the back tightness is going on.
Well, yeah. And yeah.
Wish Dudley was still in net. I hate that, man. That Looney Tune character looking face he has. My God. Nadir, you negative person. I think Doc plays JoJo way too much. He won't get through the season. Bro, 2 games ago, he played what? Like 24, 28 minutes?
Yeah.
And he's sat. So in 8 games, he's missed a game. And in like 2 or 3, the one Hornets, both Hornets and the Magic, he got the best form of load management because they were all blowouts. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Philly B, what is going on? Agreed. Comments about Toby blending in. That is huge going forward. Me and Ginn have talked about this a ton. If this Sixers team wants to be a true competitor, as crazy as it sounds to a lot of people, because a lot of people don't like or trust that he can be, common offense all year long, Tobias Harris is going to need to be this Tobias Harris down the stretch and in the postseason. He's going to have to be. There's no question about it. And his defensive play has been really, really good through 8 games so far this season. Again, one more point I had about the Brooklyn game tonight that I was going to get to earlier. So Seth Carey's questionable, which all I want to do is see that man shoot it in a Sixers uniform. So it's going to suck for the time being if he misses tonight's game with a sore ankle. It's not long. They just said sore ankle. I saw him hobbling, but he played the rest of the game and was fine down the stretch. So, on a back-to-back, I'd maybe like them to be smart. And if it's bothering them in warm-ups, keep them out.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So if he doesn't, we talk pre-show, who starts? You mentioned Doc's bench guys in the past are Doc's bench guys. That's it. Like he's not. So maybe Shake starts. I don't know. What if Danny Green is the 2, Matisse Thybulle starts as the 3? Because I was thinking about that from the comment when he asked about guarding Joe Harris. And my point about Matisse Thybulle's assignment on defense throughout the game, that is going to be Kyrie Irving when Ben Simmons is not on the floor, I believe. And if he is if they're on together, it's Karis LeVert, in my opinion. I don't think it's outside of those two. I don't know. Maybe he throws Danny Green on one and Shake does get to play Joe Harris. Not Shake. Sorry. Matisse. Let's see. Mark, we need Furkan and Scott to play, so Tobias and Embiid did not play around 40 minutes a game. I don't expect Tobias and Joel to keep playing around 40 minutes a game, even without those two. Scott's the one out of those two to come back, and no, Nadir, it's not just a shot at Furkan. I'm saying that because Scott is the backup 4, so that gives Toby more rest. Furkan's like a stretch. He's kind of like a 3, so a small forward. So him being back doesn't really do much for Embiid and Scott. And when Scott does come back to give Embiid rest, I want to see no more small ball Mike Scott to 5. That
was bad.
That project needs to be gone. Tashawn, what's going on, my man? I like the balance of Toby, Seth, and Danny. They all adding something different. Yeah, they are. Danny Green is just starting to find his groove offensively, find his spots on the floor, and he's knocking down threes. Seth has brought a lot more than just 3-point shooting to this offense so far, and Toby's been lights out from all aspects. Let's see. Dudley was Ben's motivator, and he had been playing the best I've seen, having a 34-point game in the 2019 playoffs. That was the 2018 playoffs, I believe, the year Jimmy was here. Yeah. I hated that man. I cannot stand that man. Shake. I see the Nets trading Kyrie for Harden if they aren't a top 4 seed by the deadline, and the Rockets aren't red hot and want to hold on to James for the year. I don't know. I don't see the. I mean, obviously, James Harden is a better basketball player than Kyrie Irving. He's better on offense than Kyrie Irving. But I feel like the Nets acquiring James Harden to make a run at a championship this year would be to have a big 3.
I also don't see why Houston would want Kyrie. They have John Wall.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think Houston wants to try. Houston looks good this year. John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Christian Wood looks really good. I think Houston wants to give a run at if Wall can maybe buy in a little bit. So,
yeah. Ham says, I'll take a shot at Furkan. He's goofy. Marquise, Shake equals offense and Thibault equals defense. I'll go with Shake do his part on the offensive side, and he's scrappy on defense, so he's somewhat reliable on defense. Yep, most of the team has looked like they've taken a step up defensively. Mark, what's going on? Can you do your weekend betting picks tomorrow for an NFL playoffs? Mark, because you asked if you guys are interested, we will. If you guys want some NBA picks tonight, I'll hop on my FanDuel before we hop off, and we'll see what I got for you guys.
Just something to throw in real quick, just because if Seth Carey doesn't play, the only reason I don't think it's Shake is because so then if you take Shake off the bench, coming off the bench, you have Maxey, Thibault, Dwight Howard, Dakota Mathias, because I think Terrence Ferguson might be out.
Again,
what?
Tell me to calm down because he's going to make me lose my mind.
Oh.
He's going to make me lose my mind.
Well, no, so here's the thing.
7. They are – I'm not even putting your comment on the screen because it doesn't deserve it. You guys, if you're watching, you can all see. They're 7-1 with him not scoring 20 yet, Nadir. There's no reason to point it out. They're 7-1. You know what he had last night? Again, what did he have last night? 17? Yeah, 17 and 12 assists. And you want to talk, he's shy at the end of games. He can't shoot from the free throw line. He looked pretty damn confident down the stretch at the end of the game last night with that N1 contact, bucket, and sinks the free throw. He was fine from the free throw line last night. He's been fine from the free throw line all year. He's attacking more. He had the first 6 points of the damn game?
He looked right out the gate yesterday.
He was 7 and 9 from the field. Why did he need to score 20 for you last night? Why? That is my question for you. 17 and 12 on efficient shooting when the rest of the team shot the freaking lights out from deep. Why do you need to point out that he didn't score 20? That is the problem.
Yeah, another thing that you really,
and they won.
Yeah, another thing you really need to take into consideration here is our best 2 players are paying presences. And that's why last year didn't work with Al Horford and Josh Richardson, guys that couldn't stretch the floor. I mean, just basketball principle. And if you look at Brock's videos, Brock Landis, he breaks down all this perfectly. when Joel or Ben drive to the hoop, you can literally see all 5 heads of the defense. Eyes are locked on whoever has the ball. It just creates wide open looks. Seth Curry's not shooting 60% from 3 because he can break people down off the dribble and get open looks. No, he's getting clean open looks. Come on, Nadir, you're gonna kill Dylan, man. Come on. What are we talking about enjoying the ride? Come on, man.
I can't, bro. I can't. I also forgot he's got a big head because his ego is inflated. I forgot about that aspect too. Dear God, what the hell?
All right, pull up to Sean's comment. That's a good question.
I missed it. Sorry, where is it? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Excluding Harden, could you see any roster changes before the trade deadline? Go ahead, Ginn.
I don't think it'll be anything big, especially if we keep winning. You can maybe see a backup 4 that gets dropped, and maybe, but I don't see anything crazy happening.
Yeah,
I don't know about you.
Right. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I pointed out before was, if Shake's not contributing big offensively off the bench, I feel like they need one more bench scorer. I don't mean bench shooter. You have that when Furkan comes back, possibly. But yeah, no, I know. I'm trying to be a little level-headed here. But I need one more bench scorer. Let me see here. Marquise and B 35, Ben 20. There's your 20. Tobias 26, Danny 13, Seth 18, and Shake 22 tonight against Brooklyn. Marquise, you were spot on last night, my man. So let's see if we can get you.
I'm taking your word for this, Marquise.
That would be 6 guys in double figures again. Chris Long says, bro, don't pay him no mind. Y'all doing great. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for watching. Nadir, we just like to mess with Nadir, but sometimes he really does.
He knows
really
how to get on the skin. He really does.
Yeah, he does. He does. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Mark. PJ Tucker, great trade deadline pickup. Backup.
That's the thing where if they move Harden and they're ready to kind of throw this season on up, you could see it. PJ Tucker move.
Yeah. And then Marquise Embiid most definitely going to be player of tonight's game. Great segue, Marquise. Let's get into our daily dose stars of the game. Again, it is your turn to select first. Again, no Joel available tonight for our star of the game. He will be available to pick on Saturday against Jokic in Denver. Go ahead.
I'm going to take Tobias.
Good, because you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going, Nadir? The 2-5 penitentiary. That's where I'm going. And no, I'm not saying he's going to drop 20. It's for what I said. The 2-5 penitentiary. Russell Westbrook was locked in it last night. Every man he's faced this year has been locked in it. And Kyrie or Karis LeVert is going to be locked in it tonight. I'm not saying if he guards Kyrie won't go out and get 20 to 25. He might. But guess what? Kyrie is going to have to put up a lot of shots and work for every single shot down that end of the floor all night tonight. They have Kyrie and Karis can't guard him. If Ben wants to get to the rack, he's getting to the rack tonight, and he's going to facilitate to his shooters. He's going to have minimum 8 assists, 16 points, and he's going to be a disruptor down on the other end of the floor. That's why he's my daily dose star of the game. And he's getting locked up in the 2-5 penitentiary. That's what we're starting. Okay? Big Shane, Ben Simmons with 30, 12, and 8. My God. Maybe. Marquise says, no, Marquise, you guys can pick Joel. We just try to keep it out of that for when he plays teams like. Then again, the Nets are a big team, but I don't know. Chris Long says Seth. I hope he plays. Yeah, I hope he plays. Let's see. Dion says the Sixers are going to beat the Nets, but the real challenge is against the Nuggets. I hope they beat the Nets. The goal is always one game at a time, 1-0. My man Marquise has taken that mindset with us. And yeah, it's going to be a challenge against the Nuggets on Monday. Vasilios. Dwight gets 15 points tonight. Oh man.
You missed it. You missed a good comment up there. It was from Tashawn.
I'm sorry. Triple dub? Was that the one I missed?
Farther. It was saying where it's from. I missed it. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm here from the UK. Best Sixers content on YT at TPL.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I can't believe I missed that.
Thank you for tuning in.
Sean, thank you so much.
Yeah, all these guys over here at TPL work hard, man. They really do.
Yes, they do. What happened to Seth? He has a sore ankle that he's questionable for tonight. So hope he plays, but be smart. Don't rush him in a back-to-back. If it's not feeling right, then we'll see. So again, shall we get into our score predictions? Because a couple are piling in. Nadir says 114-102 Nets win. You are so pessimistic, but that's okay. We're not going to pick the Sixers to win every single game. It's not going to happen. Basilio says Sixers 123-105 victory. Gint, you can take this first.
What am I taking first?
Dude, your score prediction.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Cool's over there sending a text message.
That wasn't a text message.
No, what was it?
It was a tweet. I swear. I'm going to go right around what Vasilios has. I'm going to go 125-107 Sixers win.
Okay. Here's the thing.
And improve to 8-1. Best team in basketball, Nadir. Best team in basketball.
Let's see. Big Shane, 109-91 Sixers. Holding this Nets team. No KD and Spencer Dinwiddie or not. Under 100 would be impressive. Again, also thought that was going to happen last night against Washington. Definitely didn't hold them under 100.
We barely
Chris Long,
under 200.
117-104 Sixers win. Marquise, Sixers going to win 117-108. 8-1 record, continue to be the best, not just in the East, but the NBA. And Abe says 111-104 76ers. I'm on board, guys. And you know why? Oh, hold on. Tashawn 114-108 76ers W. And I'm going to go with the same. I'm going to go 116-112. Sixers beat the Nets tonight. I think it is a close game. And here's why. I'm not picking this team until they make me pick against them.
I'm not. I agree, especially with them.
I couldn't pick the Eagles to win until they showed me why I could pick them to win.
That's
Clearly,
not
never
true.
showed. They never.
That's not true. You were picking the Eagles to win every week.
No, I was not.
Yes, you were.
No, I was not.
You were picking the Eagles to beat Seattle, Green Bay.
Yeah. No. I was picking against the Eagles to lose to Seattle. And then DK Metcalf had to go out and piss me off. That's what happened. Okay. Yams 109-103. I'm assuming he's rolling with the 76ers to win tonight's game. But yeah, I just cannot go against them until they give me a reason to go against them. And one loss tonight, that's not like giving me a reason to like jump ship. Not at all. I'm just saying as in losing a game. So I do think the Sixers are 8-1 heading it back home against Jokic and the Nuggets on Saturday afternoon, Gint.
Yeah, I mean, I have the same thing, and I don't. Again, we're 1-0 here. We're not looking forward, but that's gonna be a good one this Saturday. I love the people that think Jokic is a better basketball player than Embiid, but we'll see.
I can't wait for that matchup.
Nadir named their assistant coach, says got our ticket.
Dude, what? Again, do we want to give the people any games to look at tonight, betting wise? Since it seems like we have a little bit of a following for that. Our following likes that, I should say.
Yeah, I'm down. Let me get on the fan.
I got a few for you guys. Well, I don't know where Marky215 is.
Hey, Marky215, I was 1 point away from giving you about $1,000 in your pocket yesterday. That literally hurt my feelings.
Yeah, getting texted me. He was all excited about that Pelicans
Dude,
game.
Brandon Ingram needed 25 and a win. Pelicans were down 1 with the ball. They gave to Brandon Ingram. He passed it.
Oh, man. So I have Ben Simmons as my star of the game. Sixers win, a close one. Gint has Tobias Harris as his star of the game. Sixers win. Both having a Sixers dub, improving to 8-1 through their first 9 games would be huge. 7-2 still huge, but I'm going to give you mine. I actually wrote a few down, Gint. So, I'm going to start with the game we're talking about. If I'm telling you guys that the Sixers are going to win tonight's game, the spread is only -1. So, if you think they're going to win the game, Sixers minus a point.
I think that spread's really low solely because I don't think they know if Embiid's playing or not.
Yeah, so I would wait to put that bet in until about 10 minutes before tip-off and find out if Joel Embiid's playing tonight and or Seth Carey.
Yeah, I like the over in that game as well. It's
okay. What's set at?
226. I like the over for the Sixers and Nets.
Okay. I love the Lakers. So the Lakers?
No, I said the Mavs and Nuggets, the late game. Or I think that's the TNT game.
What do you like?
I like Denver a lot.
Okay, I like the Lakers -5.5. That's what the spread's at now. But it's dependent again. Same with the Sixers and Embiid. I saw that Bron and AD were both game time decisions. So
yeah, one of them will play. They won't sit.
If one of them plays, I still like them. If they're both out, don't listen to me and don't bet the Lakers because you never know. My last one is I might alt spread Portland tonight at around like a -5, 5.5.
Yeah, they're -10 right now, right?
Yeah. So I mean, you put that down a little bit, and I mean, you don't have as good of odds as you would with the spread set at 10, but still, there you go. So I'm rolling. This is all dependent on starters playing. Sixers -1, Lakers spread set at -5.5. The last time I checked, Portland alternate spread -5, 5.5. That area.
Yeah,
and gets going the over in the Sixers game, and he likes Denver outright tonight.
Well, they're the favorite. I'm going to take a -3 as well, and I'm going to take the Sixers -1.5.
Love it. Okay, so for myself, for Gint, Gint, we're doing the Daily Dose tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, let's do it, dude.
I always got to make sure Gint's available. I got to make sure Gint's available, because he is Mr. Cool, as you can tell. He's always getting phone calls and texts during the show. So got to make sure he doesn't have other plans on me here. But for myself, for Gint, go Sixers, one game at a time. Let's get to 8-1. And on tomorrow's show, we'll break it down. We'll discuss it, win or loss. And Mark, for you guys, we'll throw out our NFL wildcard weekend betting picks. Maybe we'll talk about some wildcard football. No Eagles, probably better for my mental health. Rather than getting in looking like they have.
Up to the YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe. Yeah, okay. No. Now, no. You wanted to point it out. You wanted to point it out in the beginning of the episode. Go ahead. Now's your time, buddy. Floor is yours.
Sub to the Painted Lines YouTube. Content getting published out every day. Multiple things. We got golf, basketball, football, every sport you could think of. Something you like will be on there. Ring that bell. Turn on post notifications and like the video. Thank you.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad for his first time. He might have to start doing the introductions to the show. For myself, for Matt McGinty, have a nice night, everyone, and go Sixers.